Well, I guess we're gonna have to start the lunch table OnlyFans account to budget next year's releases.
Yeah, I know. I'm so hype about next year's releases. But we definitely won't have the budget. We're barely having any fucking monetizing power with the
For our own
views.
shit, right?
What did you think about the whole event in general, like the winners?
I like the well, first of all, I like the mention Geoff Keighley gave for like the like because I'm thinking about like all the shit that's happening with like Bungie right now. So like the worker conditions. So that was really cool that he mentioned that especially like about the inclusion and stuff and just like our worker environments.
Yeah, for real. I
But
thought that was really big of him too, and it's something really prominent now, unfortunately, in our industry that we love. Right, the industry's
mhm.
always evolving, but I guess in a bad way sometimes. But
It's devolving.
well, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, that was really cool. Did you like what was your best takeaway
From the event, like in general.
from like the winners?
I think that I thought it was cool. We talked about this last time, but I think it's kind of hard because the games most of the time, like it's all about popularity. And so some categories, I feel like if you vote for something, it's just because it's more popular and more accessible. Like for example, console players with like Kina, Bridge of Spirits, right? It's
Mhm.
like, should that have won? I played it. I enjoyed it a
I
lot.
played it too. It was really nice, but yeah, it's definitely a popularity because it was so promoted, right? I think even like Toonami gave it a review episode, but yeah, I mean, it just depends on your preference, I guess. I did like that Genshin got best mobile game.
Hmm. Well, I think they deserved it. I do. I
Yeah,
think that they
because
deserved it.
I actually started Genshin on mobile before I switched to PC, but because my phone was couldn't handle the storage on it. Um, it was cool. I was also nominated for best ongoing game, but I knew Final Fantasy was gonna take that spot because it's Final Fantasy.
I was shocked. I was thinking it would have been something else. But I did think, oh, Genshin probably is going to win in a Final Fantasy. I think, didn't they won like last year's award, I believe? They won an award before. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, so I don't know if they really deserved it or not. Or
Well, I know
not.
Genshin also won like a couple like PlayStation awards. That's why they're having a big event right now. Like you can get like free Primogens just because of that. But yeah, it was a really cool show. I didn't really play It Takes Two, so I couldn't tell you if it really deserved the top spot. But did you play it or do you know anything about it?
No, I know a little bit about it. Yeah, it's fun. I like the dynamic and the narrative behind it. I heard it was like it was well reviewed. So
The
and Jeff.
story seemed really deep when I looked it up.
Yeah, 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 and Jeff's like he's good buddies with the narrative lead and game director of It Takes Two. The story, yeah, and it's all about relying on your partner, and that's what that creative director he made. What's the other game called? It was like some people breaking out. I think he acted in that too. It was like some people breaking out of jail or something, and that was like well received as well. It's weird
Mm,
because we don't have really like games where you have to like split co-op, or like just playing on the couch with each other.
mm.
The last game I played that was Army of Two. I don't know if you remember that way back when.
Yeah, it's
Um,
been a minute, but yeah, I remember that game.
yeah, but I think it was cool. It's
Hmm.
well deserved, I believe. I wish
A
that
lot of
Guardians was there, but
Guardians, I think, won best narrative, right?
they won Best Narrative. Yeah, they didn't win. I wish that they were nominated for Best Game because I'm a big fan. Maybe I'm biased, but I platinum
Mm.
that game. I loved it.
I thought they should have won best music or soundtrack,
Isn't
but
that weird? Yeah, right.
yeah, but I guess they always go for OSTs other than playlists, right? But
Exactly.
yeah, there was a lot of well deserved wins this year. A lot of coverage for indie games this year. I'm surprised, and a lot of like PC games. So I'm glad uh people are giving more rep other than like PlayStation exclusive or like Xbox consoles.
Yeah, and they're not like announcing them. They're announcing kind of like side by side with like big AAA games and indie games, and I think that's really nice because they're not like there's not this tall shadow going over indies, right? They deserve the respect as well, and sometimes they even work harder because it's so like small of a development team to just pull this off. So, yeah, really cool, really inclusive.
Still mad we didn't get nominated for best audio.
We don't want to. I think I would return it or feel embarrassed because that Black Widow and Dune, and in the first episode that I didn't post on YouTube yet, maybe I'll post the episode one day.
Like four out of 5 is like our episodes, and then like 4 is the Horizon still wins.
Well, it's even more embarrassing if we were nominated but we didn't won. It's kind of like more embarrassing. It's like they're trying to do that on purpose.
Best art direction, D Fenty for our animation logo.
Hey, it pays off. We're playing the game, right?
He's like his nomination speech. He's like Alfred Molina. He's like, I just did it for the money.
I wish I could say the same, but I guess I'm just doing it for the stress.
Happy to pay the bills, Otto. Welcome, gamers, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram, your source for the latest news in entertainment and pop culture. As most of you guys already know, the Game Awards premiered this past Thursday, and all I'm going to tell you is I'm going to need to find a new job to finance all these games coming out next year, because there is a lot of content that was announced. The Game Awards itself was a fun celebration for games this year. Most of the games, I think, were well-deserved. But of course, we were just watching it for the new releases. The biggest studio names dropped sneak peeks of their latest projects, some for next gen and for current consoles, but I was thoroughly impressed with what I saw. So before we dive into the big reveals, Akram, I just want to know what, being a huge gamer yourself, how did you react to the award show?
Oh, it was great. And I think that just some exposure to the new games is awesome because obviously we have next gen, right? It's finally here. So I felt like back then they were trying to hide some stuff, to avoid, like, because there were so many delays with next gen and plus the scalpers and stuff. So it wasn't really a good time to give some reveals. It's almost in a way kind of disrespectful, right? But now we finally get that. We get the taste of next gen. We're going to talk about a lot of new games. Next gen. But it's just like, we're gonna get more information on like, for example, we're gonna talk about games like Alan Wake 2 a little bit later and stuff like that, and it's just like that's the true power of next gen. I can't wait to see global illumination, more companies using Unreal Engine, which I'm a big fan of, and just making their own inside studio engines as well for next gen. So yeah, the future is looking pretty bright. What do you think about it?
Yeah, man, it definitely delivered way more than I would say like Summer Game Fest or EA Play. We got a lot of good content coming out, and I'm glad we actually got to see like gameplay as opposed to just cutscene footage. So it was really cool that we got to see like what they've been working on. But yeah, so going into, I guess we should start with the biggest news that I'm sure everybody just heard. So Star Wars Eclipse from Lucasfilm Games and Quantic Dream, which was a developer for Detroit Become Human. I think they're no longer making PlayStation exclusives. I think they're trying to be in favor of multi-platform games. But this trailer was very cinematic. I was really shocked to see, because it was such a surprise. Like, I wasn't expecting to see like any Star Wars games. Maybe just because they've been like holding off for so long. It was just like a shock to the system to see it. But yeah, so I looked on the website and sorry,
it's too like
it's so
great.
bad. It's so good that I can't contain myself. But so the synopsis was it lets you play as a diverse cast of charismatic characters, each with their own story, abilities, and role to play in the tapestry of events that could alter the carefully balanced piece of the Outer Rim. So it's a lot to take in. It's set in the High Republic. I don't know how close or how far away from the main trilogy, because we did see shots of like Yoda. We saw a lot of like familiar faces, like as far as like the aliens, like the Mon Cala, the Doros, the Neimoidians, and Yoda, obviously. So I don't know how far this takes place, but it's so funny because a long time ago you said we had nothing on the High Republic, so now we finally get something good, right? Well, I hope it's good. But tell me, what did you think of it?
Yeah, it was completely a shock to me. It's far in development, so apparently there's a source that said on Twitter, at least, there's a leaker go by the name of Tom Henderson, and he leaked that apparently it's going to be open world, which I don't understand because Quantum Dream, right? And so I was expecting this to kind of be like Detroit Become Human, where it's like it's that type of gameplay. I'm not sure, but apparently they're having problems with their engine at the moment because it's not meant for open world. So they're trying to kind of
Adapt it.
tape this engine together and really make it like that. And apparently they have like a shortage on staff as well. So it's really far in development. So we'll maybe see this like around 2023 or 2024, or maybe even 2025. But from what I've seen, I'm glad that other studios can have a go at the Star Wars canon. Obviously, now everything being produced should be towards the canon, right? It's not something that's like Legends status. I mean, the cinematic was ominous as hell. It was so chilling, right? I don't know. I don't know what this will be about. It should be before, what is it? 200 years, right? Yeah, the High Republic's 200 years before the Phantom Menace. So I've read the first book. I know that you have as well. So I don't know. Do you think that we'll see any of the characters probably from the first book, or do you think that
It's a good possibility. I would definitely bank on it. We saw some footage of some of the Jedi training, so we could see like what was that outpost from the Outer Rim. So it's a good bet. We'll see some of the characters. If you haven't been reading the novelizations, I definitely would definitely check it out if you're wanting to get this game. But it looks like it's gonna be like a lot of factions. So maybe you could play like as a bounty hunter or like I don't know, like a Jedi or something. But I don't know like how similar in style to tone it will be to the old Republic games. Like because they're saying like your choices are gonna define a lot of the road ahead that you play. But I know, yeah. So as far as like the gameplay, I kind of wish we could have seen something, but like you said, they're still trying to adapt the Unreal Engine. So hopefully we'll see some more footage to come. But it looked great from what I saw, so I really hope they keep that same bravado going.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's high replayability as well. Just you could, I don't think it's not going to be multiplayer, but like high replayability. Um, if there are factions, and then you could choose those factions, like which one you want to be a part of. That's great. But I also want to get into more of lore. I think that this is really inclusive towards people who don't really read the novels, right? I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you kind of go all about the different mediums and platforms. So this is going to be really inclusive. Um, no Sith, unfortunately, because I know, like for me at least, I was hoping that they'll show more Sith. I don't know why they haven't gone down that route with the High Republic when they were like in the writing room. I remember in the Lucas Ranch or something like that. They were like coming up with like stories for the High Republic and what's going to happen. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Sith, but I think we're going to see more of the Marauders, possibly, and possibly a different faction that maybe are acolytes of the Sith, right? We have the Disney Plus show coming out soon, Acolytes. We got some casting information on that as well. So I don't know if that'll come in tandem with the show or not. I don't know, because I think the show actually takes place 50 years before a Phantom Menace. This takes place 200 years before.
Hmm.
But I don't know, and I also hope we get to see more backstory on Yoda as well. That'll be pretty cool, right? So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool like to see like the early like formations of the Jedi Council that we see in the Clone Wars and then the prequel trilogy. Um, yeah, I think they're taking like just a relaxation with the Sith right now, just because they're so prevalent in like every every Star Wars story that we're in. It's like, oh, if we want to make it interesting, just throw the Sith in there, right, or something, or like the Mandalorians or something. So I think it's gonna be a cool exploration of like peacetime in Star Wars, because when you think of Star Wars, it's like there's always like literally like a war going on, right? It's in the title. So it's interesting to see that just the position of like how does a galaxy in peacetime look, right? We kind of see that going on with Mandalorian right after the Empire. So it'll be cool to like see like how does the Republic really like how do they enforce law, I guess, to the the galaxy, and especially like the outer rim, such like it's like the Wild West basically. So how do they keep that under control? But I really like what I saw from this trailer, so I can't wait to see what's in store for next year, hopefully if it drops. But moving on to our next big release. I know you're definitely gonna want to talk about this. Alan Wake 2 just released a trailer. Your thoughts on it?
Well, I played the remake. I enjoyed it. I'm finally getting into Alan Wake. I mean, he was in the DLC actually for Control as well. I loved Control. Game of the year, I think, for IGN, I believe. So yeah, Alan Wake 2, it's not going to be an action game. It's going to be survival horror, releasing sometime in 2023. And we're going to get more news next summer. So I think it's pretty early in development, but like it's halfway there. Remedy does an awesome job at making these dark atmospheres, and just the lore too. This like lore, through the environment, right? The environment speaks for itself. I can't wait. The trailer was really cool. I think I wonder now, why did they
That
make
trailer
that?
scared me.
Yeah, I know, the
I
little
was
pop up thing. It's like
yeah.
Miss Minutes from Loki. But I'm like wondering, yeah, because I guess they made the remake for Alan Wake, uh, just to have like this kind of a new introduction to new gen players, right? For Alan Wake 2. And I wonder if Alan Wake 2 is going to have anything to do with Control, because he had a significant part in Control as well. So yeah, a lot of questions. I just can't wait to see this newly adapted gameplay for survival horror, and I can't wait to see this in next gen. I mean, Alan Wake was pretty rough when I played it, the remake. So because it's basically like a polish. That's it. That's all they did with it, really. So I can't wait to see what they do with this. This kind of reminds me of like I'm having the same vibe like when I heard about Dead Space, the remake or something like that. It's kind of like it makes me so excited to see these classic games come back, and then this is a sequel too. So I just can't wait to get into more lore. I wish we had more of what's that game called? I actually have it on my wall. Oh, there you go, Quantum Break. It's on my wall. I wish we apparently that's a part of like this universe that Remedy's building. So I wonder if we're going to see any of that. We kind of heard some Easter eggs in Control. Will we see any Easter eggs in Alan Wake? Will we see any Easter eggs of Control in Alan Wake 2? I don't know. We need more info. It's coming in the summer. What are your thoughts?
Well, I haven't really played Alan Wake, so I was gonna ask you like, do you think it was a cool transition from just like action horror to now just like full like horror survival? Do you think it'll take away from the game, or do you think it'll add to it?
I think it'll add to it in a significant way. Yeah, I really think that this is the way to go about it. I mean, and they are so busy on Control. I mean, they finished updates on Control. I don't know if there will be a Control 2. I'm surprised we didn't get any information on Control 2 because it's so popular. And the art department, I mean, come on, they're hands down, they're the best, right? And so I wonder if we're going to see any of that in Alan Wake 2. And I think that the art department can really shine in Alan Wake 2. And especially if it's survival horror, the way how they could build the town, that's that's the main thing about it. At first I thought this was like a Silent Hill new game. I thought that it was
Right.
PT. At first I thought they were bringing back PT. I said, oh shit, it's Norman. And no, it wasn't Norman, it was just Alan Wake, which is
Right.
still a pleasant surprise nonetheless. But yeah, I think it adds in a great way. I think that it should be survival horror actually instead of action game, and you should be struggling for ammo, right, for your revolver, as you did in Alan Wake 1. So yeah, nothing but the best. I feel for this.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait for your review on your channel
Yeah,
when
I
you
can't
play it.
wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year for horror games, especially. There's one that I want to talk about later. From the creator of Silent Hill actually is working on a new game. But I'll talk about that later. So the next big reveal was Elden Ring, which won most anticipated game. I'm really hyped for that. So they haven't really changed the release date, still February 25th next year. Um, it looks stunning. I'm gonna play the fuck out of that game. I think you can actually pre-order it on Steam right now. It looks very lore intensive. It kind of makes me think of like Shadow of Mordor. But yeah, it looks beautiful. What do you think about it?
Yeah, that trailer was epic, to say the least. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like those soul-esque type of games. I know that you've played Sekiro, and failed multiple times playing it, hiding behind barriers, but to not
That's how
die.
you're supposed to play. You're supposed to suffer.
That's what all the suckish players say. But yeah, no. I mean, I'm excited. Just because I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it later on, because I know you're definitely going to be
Hmm.
all over that. For me, I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up just because I'm not a big fan. And but don't at me. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. Kind of reminds me of Bloodborne as well, like that type of like huge
Yeah, very
character.
Bloodborne. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's really cool.
I've
Who's behind it too? I think we talked about this back then.
I know J or George R. Martin is behind it.
Say the
I
other
forget.
name. we
Don't,
we
please
guys, for
don't.
you to know, we
Please don't.
really suck at saying names. So this is coming from somebody
Please
who
don't make
called
me.
Simulu Lamosu by accident, which is funny because Simulu was here as well, which is always a pleasure to see him.
Or Tim or Tony Jaw. I guess yeah, I can't even Timothy.
Timmy Dalton, whatever, Tony Dalton, and then we say Tony Jaw.
I'm bad with names, as you can't trust me to say names, but but yeah, going back, yeah, it really looks good. I'm gonna really like I can't wait for it to come out because I'm a big fantasy game player, so especially when it has like that level of like Tolkien, I guess you could say, like just like the way it looks, right? It looks very like mystical and very very dark. So I love that aesthetic. So I can't wait. But moving on, we also have, I know you're really hyped for this, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They showcased gameplay. Looks really fluid. Looks like you can interchange a lot of characters and use their abilities. And I never thought I'd see the Flash as a villain. He looks so menacing. But there was it was really mainly Flash that they showcased. No more reveals of Superman or the other Leaguers. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of them later. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think that they're definitely like the other trailer that we've seen in DC fandom. Yeah, showed like Green Lantern. I think Wonder Woman might be like not under the influence of Brainiac. I think she's trying to do something else. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I never thought I'd see Boomerang actually shooting like a submachine gun pistol.
Right.
So I guess they had to throw that in there just for gameplay's sake. Yeah, awesome. Deborah Wilson presented as Amanda Waller. That was
Yes,
so cool.
ma'am.
Damn, man, that was so cool in costume as well. I'm not like I wish we got like a concrete date of when it'll release, but sometimes I feel like some games let it bake more in the oven. You know what I mean? Graphics are amazing and coming only for next gen, I believe. Yeah, like gameplay is really fun. I was wondering like how can you scale buildings and I heard it's open world. I wish we seen more of that. From what I've seen, it kind of looks a little bit more linear, like open world, but it's like linear levels. From what I could tell, playing as Harley is more bombastic, and there's height too, right? Because they're like they're huge buildings, so it's like there's more that you could do to maneuver around. I'm a big fan of Deadshot, so he has that jetpack there. I wonder how he's gonna play. But yeah, just the dynamic looks really fun. The graphics, I mean, I think that's really the highlight for me. It's just and the redesigns. I love how WB redesigns their characters. So yeah, what else are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's so funny because like just coming after like the Suicide Squad movie, I think they really like it feels really close to the movie. So especially like King Shark, I think I'm gonna main King Shark when I play it because I hope I can just like eat people. But yeah, I think the characters look really cool. Boomerang. I wonder if we're gonna get more Squad characters or if we're just set with what we have. But maybe if it if it does really well and they get greenlit for a sequel, maybe we'll see more potentially. Does this place? I'm sorry, I forgot. Does this take place in Metropolis or Gotham?
Yeah, this takes place in Metropolis, that is in the Arkhamverse.
Okay, yeah, it's weird that they said it was in the Arkham because it's like, why not just put it in Gotham, right? Um, but I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see any more of like the Bat family or like any other heroes just besides the Leaguers. Because why put it in the Arkham? Like, what's the significance of it being in the Arkhamverse, right? If you're not gonna include like some of the characters from Arkham City.
Well, yeah,
Um,
the Arkhamverse is filled with like little plot holes here and there, especially in the comics canon. There's a lot of like Boomerang is supposed to be dead. I think he died twice, right? In the Arkhamverse, the canon at least. So he's here, right? Because he died in the Escape from Arkham animated film, and he also died in the comics. I think it's one of the Arkham Knights prequel comics when he was working for the Suicide Squad. So it's really weird. I think that they're taking liberties, but I hope there's like a concrete canon soon. And I hope that there's more games coming out for the Arkhamverse, and I hope that because if history tells anything, I think that there maybe will be a pre-order character eventually. I'm not too sure how it'll work with the narrative. Maybe down the line there will be DLC because Arkham Knight had so much DLC, which I loved. Arkham Knight, one of my favorite WB games, and. Yeah, I don't know. I wish we got more information on it, but I'm glad that it was more show than tell this time, and we're still kept a little bit in the dark. Yeah, after Arkham Knight's ending, I don't know what's happening with Batman. There was that leaked Batman game, and obviously Damian was supposed to take the mantle, but we don't know because that's
I
not
feel like we're
being
gonna
made.
get like a comic book storyline like prelude. Like maybe like DC will put like a storyline like just to introduce like how Metropolis got that way with Brainiac and stuff.
Great point.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because they did that with like the Arkham series too, as like sidelines. But yeah, the characters look really cool. I'm definitely hyped for this game. But moving on. Oh, and also in DC announcements, we got a sneak peek of the Wonder Woman, Warner Bros, DC, and Monolith Productions from Shadow of Mordor. Not much to show, but it looked interesting. I'm surprised we got that. What do you think about like what do you think we're gonna see like Wonder Woman? Do you think she's gonna be part of this Arkhamverse? Or do you think she's gonna be like her own thing, or like what do you think?
Yeah, Dylan, I'm really excited for this. It's made by Monolith Productions, who are responsible for Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, and its sequel. Will it take place in the Arkhamverse? I'm not too sure. It is made by Monolith Productions, so it might be its own thing. Kind of like how WB Games, instead of making a direct sequel to Arkham Knight, right, as they did with like for what is it, Batman Arkham Origins, they made Gotham Knights, right? So this might be its own thing. I think that may be the direction they're trying to go with. And maybe WB was like saying, you know what, let Rocksteady handle everything that takes place with the Arkhamverse. All right, we'll release games a little bit slower, but you guys could have that time and use the quality and make it a good quality product. So this is apparently a new third person open world action adventure, quote unquote. So will it play a lot like Middle Earth? Will it be in Themyscira, right? Because there's like that type of nemesis system, right? That's in Middle Earth. I don't know. I'm just so excited because we never really had a great third person Wonder Woman game. So I think that this is finally it. And next gen, most likely this is going to be released like far like into 2023 or 2024.
They didn't even give a release date, so yeah, probably.
No, I didn't expect that. That was like I was as shocked as I was for like the Star Wars game announcement. I was like, "What?" That it looked great though. Definitely a vibe going on with that trailer.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't announce it for DC Fandom. I wonder why they kept it for this one.
Really strange. Yeah, Jeff must have that leeway with certain
Right.
people. So maybe he got Hideo to talk to them or something.
He's got more executive power. But yeah, it looks cool. I think yeah, it's definitely gonna be more grander in scale than I would say the Arkham series. With the Arkham series it's more you have to be like more stealthy and it's more like a more urban environment. I think with this one, like you said, it's gonna be open world, so there's gonna be more freedom. Maybe you like I don't know, like you have to like fight monsters or something, or like do something with the gods or something. Because yeah, it's a good point. Like, is this in Themyscira? Is this like in the modern world? Are we gonna see what's his name, Steve Trevor or whatever his name is? But yeah, it opens up a lot of questions, but I'm definitely down for it. And going on, we have Dying Light 2. I know you're hyped for that. I like the trailer for that. It was very cinematic. It kind of made me think of what was it 38 days later or some shit.
Oh, 28 days later, yeah.
Or 28 days later.
38
See,
days, that would have been too
you can't trust me with names, guys. They purposely put release dates just for 2022 because they knew we would fuck up. But going back, what do you think we're gonna see for Dying Light 2?
Yeah, so Rosario Dawson also is like, which is cool that so many actors are getting into games. Again, like I always say, the industry is always evolving. And Rosario Dawson is like a pre-order bonus or something. And yeah, I guess you get to play as her. I don't know. Yeah, I think from what they showed in a deep dive, like that I think IGN posted or something like that. Yeah, we're gonna get more into the lore of the zombie outbreak, and we're also gonna get into different power ups, I guess, that comes with that. I'm interested because I'm not like huge into the lore of Dying Light 2, but I'm interested in that purple thing. So if you guys know,
Hmm.
leave your comments down
Yeah,
below.
it was like a ultraviolet light or something. Maybe like are they like the zombies like is that their weakness or something? I don't
I
know.
think so. Yeah. I mean, they're more powerful at night. Actually, that's the whole thing. So yeah, not much to say on that actually, but like, I pre-ordered it. I'm gonna leave the date for the release up on the screen right now. But yeah, no, it's really exciting to see. And definitely it's funny, it says stay human. That's kind of like the tagline for Dying Light too. And in a way, of like in a world with zombies, right, and monsters, the most threat, I guess, is actually humans, because obviously that guy fucked the two people there in the house. That's like YouTube fucking us with the copyright sometimes. But yeah, really excited.
We don't talk about that, but but speaking of infectious control, our next big game, I this looks really dope. We got trailers for it back in I think as far back as June, maybe for like EA Play or something. Plague Tale Requiem, the sequel to Plague Tale Innocence. It looks really good. It actually takes its tone a lot from a poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. But I like the concepts they got going on. It's visually attractive, and it's a period piece, so it takes place during the Hundred Years' War in France. So it's a dark chapter of humanity. Um, so there's gonna be like a little stealthy. I think they showed like some gameplay of it. So you're gonna have to be like stealthy, and you're running from the French Inquisition and rat plague. So it looks really dope. It's just funny that like we're coming out of a pandemic and we're getting a plague game, but I like it. It looks really good. The graphics are definitely there. But are you gonna play it?
I haven't played the first one, but I'm down to play this one. It looks really huge. From what I could tell, because I did see some gameplay for the first one, it looks like the main character is evolving because she has to. And so there's a lot more, like for example, like you said, stealth gameplay. So and different mechanics as well. I'm excited. It has a vibe going on with this as well. Yeah. What is it releasing for? Do you know?
That I don't know. I think Xbox. I
Oh
think
yeah, I believe it was
Xbox.
an Xbox
Yeah,
exclusive. Yeah, yeah, which is great because
yeah.
there's a lot more Xbox exclusives going on now,
Hmm.
which I'm glad for. So
And I
yeah,
think you can even get it on Steam and Epic Games too. So definitely keep your eye out, guys, for that. And we got three more big reveals. Arc Raiders look really dope. Not much to say on it. It looks really cool though. It's like a shoot 'em up. You're defending this outpost from alien robots. I just like the style of it. I don't know if it's gonna be co-op or single player. But it looks really cool. It's gonna be available on most platforms: PS5, Xbox One, Series X, Windows, Steam, and Epic Game Store. So I'm definitely gonna put that on my wish
yeah,
list.
that looks like Riders Republic mixed with like PUBG or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, player versus environment. So that's really cool. I like the aesthetics from it. I might pick that up as well.
Yeah, definitely looks really cool. And then we gotta talk about this one. It's not a game, but the Halo series trailer drop. I know we were talking about in our news discussion. They gave us a lot more look into this Halo series universe. I really like the Master Chief costume. I think they really nailed it on the head with that. And we got to see more of like the UNSC and the Spartan program. But and Akram, I know you got some stuff to talk about it. So tell me what you thought of it.
Yeah, again, we talked about this before in a news discussion. Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And Jen Taylor as Cortana. We forgot to mention that last time. She's a veteran as Cortana, right? Yeah, we don't know much about it. I'm surprised we didn't even get a release date, but apparently it'll probably be releasing on in early 2022 on Paramount Plus. I actually been waiting for a Halo show or something like that since Halo Landfall. That was directed by Neil Blomkamp all the way back in 2007. So can you imagine how excited I am finally
I know.
for a live action television series. So yeah,
Plus,
um,
we got Infinite out, so it's just it was a good year for Halo stuff.
great timing really to show that and finally like a showcase of the suit. Yeah, and it looks really expensive. We've seen some other Spartans there. I'm wondering where it's going to take place in a continuity. If it actually takes place in a continuity, it's probably just based off the franchise. But like it's weird because we saw Halo Forward into Dawn and also the Halo 5 prequel for Guardians as well, live action thing that we've seen with what's his name, Mike Coulter. So yeah, excited. We don't know much information about it. I don't even know how many episodes are going to have in that series. I don't even know. There might maybe a season 2. I hope there's a season 2, right? I hope it's not like a mini series. But yeah,
I just hope
really
they didn't
excited.
spend like all their money on the costumes and then the rest of it just falls flat, like Cowboy Bebop. And
Well,
then
no,
they
this
get
looks. I
canceled.
don't know about that. I mean, yeah, that's true. We can't. I don't know. It's hard to
But
judge
from what I
now.
saw, it looked really good, so I'm excited. I think we even saw like some ODST troopers in there, so it's gonna be cool to see like actual like John 117's like story, right? Because we don't really like see too much of like his back. I mean, I know there was that one cutscene where they were interviewing that doctor lady. Um, but yeah, it'll be exciting to see. So, and then speaking of trailers, we got another trailer. Sonic 2 was announced, and we actually also have a Sonic game coming out, Sonic Frontiers. I forgot when that's coming out, but it looks really cool. There's gonna be like some new worlds you can run through and some new enemies. But I forget when the last Sonic game we had for the Switch. Was it last year or like a while back?
Listen, all I know that it was a customizable hedgehog and it was pretty cool. That's all I really know. And I played a little bit of it in Target.
Yeah. I'm not like a huge like Sega player, but I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, definitely check out the Sonic 2 trailer. It's already out on YouTube somewhere.
You just help a
Um
baby.
exactly. All right, and then just want to talk about like some of the honorable mentions. A lot of indie games came out. Um Slitterhead, I was talking about earlier, from Silent Hill creator Kishiro Toyama and Bokeh Game Studio. Nightmare Fuel survival game. It looks so disturbing, but I'm definitely gonna get more into survival game, like horror survival games, this year. But I don't know. What do you think about it? Do you think it's gonna be a letdown? Do you think? Well, I mean, it's Silent Hill creator, so can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, I think that it's going to introduce more lore, and I think that if it does really well, there's going to be more sequels to it, right? And will it have like a cult following? I hope so. Silent Hill's creator, right? And everyone's crazy for another Silent Hills game. I'm surprised that there wasn't like a new Silent Hills game, since it was really talked about a lot this year and last year. Yeah, we don't know much about it. I like the aesthetic, and I think it definitely like kind of matches Silent Hills. I'm not sure where it takes place. Uh, I don't know. I thought actually Hideo when he was when he was talking about like a creator that he knows or something, I thought it was good because Hideo's actually making a new game as well. So, but no, this is a pleasure to see, and I hope it has a successful cult following.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's gonna be a good year for horror games, so I'm definitely gonna check it out when it comes. I don't know if we got a release date for it, but I would imagine maybe either next year or 2023. We'll see. Um, just some more stuff. Planet of Lana and Off Earth Odyssey look really good. It's a cinematic puzzle adventure set in a sci-fi environment. I love the visual animation style of it. Makes me think of like Love, Death, and Robots, like one of those episodes. It's coming to Xbox and PC, 2022. Not much to talk about it. Actually, well, the synopsis they gave was like it's like a world where like humans, animals, and machines, I guess, have like just gone awry, and there's like this army. I guess I don't know if that's the robots that we're facing, but I don't know. The trailer made me think of like like Ray on like Jakku or something. Like she's like running this droid or something. But it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, and the musical score was definitely a highlight as well. I mean, that's how they introduced it, so I think that's gonna be great. It's gonna be like in tandem with each other, and I love that type of experience.
Yeah, music is always like a plus. Like if the music's really good in the game, you can tell it's high quality. Somerville was also a cool looking game. It's a dystopian future game. Love the animation style. What do you think of it?
I don't know much about it. I don't know. That's your field, buddy. I don't know.
So if you check out the trailer, it was really cool. That's all I can say on it. But Risk Rain 2 also, it's also out now. From Gearbox Publishing. It's a co-op first-person shooter sandbox. I also like the animation stuff. Most of these games I'm talking about, like I just like the like the style, like how they look. If it has like a strong visual presence, then I'll really play it.
Well, indies, that's why it's great. I mean, I guess sometimes you have more liberties, and it's more ballsy with like the animation
Mm.
wise.
Yeah, that's why I'm playing Kina because I just love like the style of it. It's so I don't know something about it's like Pixar quality. Um, Evil West, this looks really cool. It's like a Ghost Rider meets Jonah Hex. So I think this dude like a vampire hunter in like the Wild West. It's available on all platforms in 2022. Are you gonna play it or?
Maybe. I mean, it looked really cool. I thought at first I thought it was a different game because sometimes it kind of looks similar. Yeah, it looks really cool. Is this going to be on Xbox, by the way? This kind of looks like like an Xbox exclusive indie type of game. But
From what I understand, it's on all platforms. So
it looks
probably.
cool. I don't know. I don't know how the actual gameplay is, but I guess it's probably overview of the camera. Those type of games, kind of like XCOM, but not really like XCOM. Yeah, it looks
Third
really cool.
person. Yeah. And then this was interesting. The Expanse, a Telltale game. So it's from the show. Have you watched the show? Like, do you know a
I
bit about
haven't
it?
watched the show. There's 5 seasons, and there's like prequel comics or like just comics involved. And this is Telltale's like they're coming back, right? And so I'm surprised they're actually coming back with an Expanse adaptation, or at least like an add-on to the show. I did not expect that whatsoever. One thing I saw that I thought was really great is this is how Telltale looks in next gen, and I think that they still have that art style right there, but it just looks so polished and clean. I think I'm gonna pick it up. I mean, and they're easy platinums as well, because no matter what you play the game, you get a platinum. Last Telltale game I played actually was the Walking Dead Telltale games, and also the Batman Telltale games, and also the Guardians games. So,
And also,
but yeah, it
the
looks really
art.
cool.
Are they bringing some of the actors from the show into the game?
I'm not sure, but they did have one actress there that she was speaking and giving an interview on it, so it's definitely a big deal. I think this is just more of like added on to the actual series that everyone could watch, obviously in Prime Video. So, what are your thoughts on it?
I really like the style of it. It kind of like has like an alien vibe to it, like just like the ship designs. Makes me think of like that show, like the Colony. I don't know if you ever watched it. Yeah, it
Hmm.
looks cool. It looks very similar to this other game that I was gonna talk about, Homeworld 3. I just like that sci-fi like high like mechanical aesthetic.
That
What
was
do
a
you think about
vibe
it?
too. I was just gonna cop
Yeah,
the soundtrack for that. That was pretty
right.
cool. What type of gameplay is in that though? That's not a strategy. What type of
It
game is
wasn't
that?
clear cut. I was thinking it was like a starship kind of game.
Have you ever played the what came before?
I have not, so I couldn't tell you. But
All right,
I
so shut the
mean,
fuck up, then. Let's move on.
logs off.
No, it looks great though. I
But
mean,
yeah, it looks
it looks
cool.
great, and again, everything I think the plus is next gen, and we get to see, there's more you can do with it, right? In terms of building a level. So any of you motherfuckers that's excited for Homeworld 3, let us know in the comments and do our jobs.
There's probably a following out there. They probably have more followers than our followers.
Sure, yeah,
So,
of
I
course.
mean, that's not saying much.
Glad to pay the bills, Otto.
What else? Saints Row Self-Made. I haven't really played the Saints Row games in a minute. But I don't know. I don't know when this takes place.
So this
Are
is
you
a
guys?
complete reboot of Saints Row. It's a complete reboot. Game Informer has like good coverage of the game so far, and they played like I think an hour or two, or probably 15 hours, I think, of the game. So fun, this game, as you expect from Saints Row, but it's more of a grounded approach, and also you're in a fictional city that's kind of like Las Vegas, but not really. Um, yeah, like car gameplay, hopping between cars, suit gliding, and we also seen like some I don't know, some aircraft that you could apparently pilot. I wonder how OP that's gonna be, and I wonder what's really the thread of the story in this. But because it's so grounded, right? Apparently, it's grounded. So I'm wondering because last Saints Row was like god level, like OP, like
Bombastic, yeah.
yeah, like hell and shit like that, and just like alien invasion, and you're a superhero and whatnot. So again, I wonder. I pre-ordered it. There's a collector's edition, kind of collector's edition. It's kind of like more like a deluxe edition in GameStop. But you know what's weird actually when I pre-ordered it. So I'm wondering how big will this game be? Because when I pre-ordered it, and here's the weird thing, right? Because when you pre-order a game, usually for next gen, it's $70, right, give or take. But when it's a smaller game, they try to put down the price to like 45. And so when I pre-ordered a game, when I seen the regular edition, it was like $40 or like $50. I was like, what for next gen? So for deluxe, it's like
So it's gonna be
70.
like $30 or some
Yeah, I'm
shit.
like wondering, like, it's weird, but no, no doubt this is going to be a fan favorite. I hope at least. I'm liking the aesthetics, and I'm also liking the graphics here. It's releasing for all consoles, and I'm not sure if it releases for last gen or not. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I also wanted to do a brief mention since your bitch ass kept on skipping over my girl Senua. I just wanted to mention that real fast. Senua,
Oh my god, I
yeah,
forgot.
Hellblade 2 Senua Saga.
Oh no.
No, again from Ninja Theory, extended gameplay premiere. I could not believe that was exact. That wasn't a
That was
cutscene.
gameplay. I
Yeah,
know.
it like it's again set in 9th century Iceland, sequel to Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Um, yeah, not much to say because we're not given much. Glad to see Melina Jurgens here. Again, I heard she's like going full, like deep into the character, like almost like Methodist. Like she's going hard here. Um, yeah, an Unreal Engine 5, 2022. Really cool. Xbox
So you think
exclusive.
it's yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it's next gen?
Fuck yeah, it's next gen. Hell yeah. Xbox Series X, probably S. Yeah, hell yeah.
I wonder
Um,
if it's gonna be like one of those games like that they promote. You know how like Halo is always like pinned with like Xbox. Like if it's gonna be like those promotional games that they pin to the next gen.
well,
Um,
it's a very rich game, and it's very prevalent because it's kind of like a commentary on schizophrenia. And so I'm not sure if they're gonna like go all out with like the promotions for this, as they do with Halo, because it's a campaign. You know what I mean? It's not really like a huge franchise. It's just more of this endearing story of heartbreak, right? And I like that we get to see more of the talking voices in her head, right? Because she has schizophrenia. I haven't played the first one. I know that the first one now came out on PlayStation, so I think it's on all platforms. But this one is going to be Xbox exclusive. But I think it's going to be a highlight of Xbox in general. Because again, it's all about the story. It's very endearing, like I said before.
I was getting
Um,
like Beowulf vibes
I was
from
getting
this.
God of War at first because when she was running, that's like such a scene from like God of War. But yeah, I'm like so excited to finally get into Senua with this edition.
Mm, that's awesome, man. Well, speaking of giants, we also had a showcase of Nightingale. This looks really interesting. Like I was a little confused on like the synopsis, but it looks like they're like time travelers or something, or like they're traveling between worlds and they're like fighting monsters. But I don't know if they're from like Victorian London or something. What did you think about it?
Yeah, that was weird. I like the style. I like the little redesigns for those dog things. Right? Is that the one right with the robotic?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have no clue about that. Um, that's an indie, right? That's probably an indie.
yeah, it's definitely indie.
Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Some of these, it's like it wets my beak like to get into like
Yeah.
indies, right? But it's just like I don't know. I'm like so confused. You
It's kind of
guys,
just like
yeah,
surface value. That's like it is what it is. Like until they give us more. But I like the look of it. I think like that's why I play a lot of these indie games. Just like I said, for like visual aesthetic. Like if it looks, because I'm kind of tired of playing like shoot 'em ups. I just kind of like want a breath away from that. I mean, I still love like third person shooters, but I think like sometimes like if you can just like fuck around and just like explore in a world, and then just like do quests and stuff. I think that's like there's more to it than just like just like shooting with your friends or something. I don't know, but we also had a this was interesting. Lord of the Rings, Gollum, the Untold Story. I'm surprised this wasn't a Telltale story, but it's a original. I don't know if it's like how close to the canon lore it is, or if it's just like it's like fucking like fan fiction video game or something. But I don't know. Look, I wonder if they Andy Serkis is reprising his role for this. I wouldn't put it above him. But are you a big like Tolkien fan or not really?
I seen the movies. I'm not a big Tolkien fan, but I know a little bit about the game at least. Yeah, it's emphasis on stealth mechanics, and also there's like player choices that you can make, because it kind of like his subconscious is talking to him in a way, and that's how your choices come up. But I don't know why everyone's like making fun of this game. I'm not really in the tea for this. But yeah, I like the style. I wish we seen like heavy duty gameplay rather than just another trailer. I think it's about time we got like some like an extended gameplay look. Like they could have done something where it's like, okay, here's this 8 minute or 3 minute gameplay, and then all of a sudden, we're gonna release the full thing of like 20-minute gameplay on YouTube. I think it's about time, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
I wonder
yeah,
where this takes place. Like if it takes place like during the Hobbit or like during the Fellowship of the Ring. Like
interesting.
I'm wondering because I mean by Hobbit he's still like Gollum. He's not a Smeagol yet. But I don't know. It looks interesting. What else do we have?
Forspoken. Forspoken, the trailer they just
Forspoken looked really
showed.
good.
Yeah, it looked really good. Played by actress Ella Balinska from Charlie's Angels reboot. She plays Frey. Really looks cool. The game is a young New Yorker transported to the beautiful and cruel land of Athia. Not much on it, but we have a good amount of gameplay. It looks really fun. Emphasis on environment, like how do you move about it, and just the magical abilities you use. And developed, or at least the publisher from Square Enix. So glad to see another third-person open-world action game that probably will be pretty huge, hopefully, and I hope it has good reviews as well. Because I'm looking forward to this. And I think it has a lot of. I think it might be rich with lore. I mean, it's something that we've kind of seen before in like different movies and like shows. But I don't know. It looks really good. I'm liking
It's
what they're
very
doing. The
story
engine,
driven, I
yeah,
would say.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. It looks really cool. Like I like that style of it. But yeah, a lot of these I'm loving like a lot of these like synopsis for some of these games. It's just like they're exploring so much like how far you can push a game, right? Is it like does the story drive the gameplay? Does the gameplay drive the story? Like it's just that juxtaposition.
And a release date. Where it's gonna come out on PlayStation 5, Microsoft Window, May 24th, 2022.
Oh,
So
okay.
pre-order now, apparently. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Can't wait. And then just two more things I just want to touch on. Cuphead, the delicious last course. We got a nice little showcase during the award show. It's a DLC. I haven't played the first Cuphead,
I
so
did. I suck, but the
I
animation
heard it
is
was really hard.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So are you gonna get the DLC for it?
To suck, yeah, I'll play it just to like suck. I mean, it's something that you awe at, just the animation and like it's like hand drawn. It's so good. I love that trailer. It was really nice.
Hmm. Yeah, very like 40s style like animation. I just like that a lot. And before, do you have anything else before I
Texas
touch on
Chainsaw
this last one?
Massacre.
That's the one I was gonna talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
creators of the Friday the 13th game, Ilphonic. Really cool. I haven't played the Friday the 13th game. I know it's a cult favorite. I'm surprised we didn't actually see any of like anything for Evil Dead. I don't know if the same creators made Evil Dead, but there's like an Evil Dead game coming out. I'm surprised we didn't see anything about that. But yeah, I mean, we don't know much about it. I'm surprised. Like, what's funny is because Netflix actually has like this show coming out that's like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I heard about
Yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
showed the trailer, so it's funny how things come in tandem. I guess it's just that's marketing for you. Really cool. Yeah,
Kang's working overtime.
Kang. Yeah, Kang. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on it? And it's a PlayStation exclusive that I know of right now. So, but what are your thoughts?
I don't know. It's definitely marketed as like a survival horror game. I don't know if it's gonna be like Leatherface's like Origins, like or like how close it will be to the movies, or if it's like its own thing, um, or if it's gonna be like Dead by Daylight, like that mechanic style of like trying to escape. It's so funny because like the trailer, like when you first watch, it's like all nice and happy, and then it gets like really dark, and then you see like Leatherface with a chainsaw. But I don't know. I think, like I said, like next year is gonna be really cool for horror games. Like how far we can push the limit of these games, and like what's the variations like as far as like survival games. But yeah, I'm definitely down to run from this madman with a chainsaw.
For sure, me too.
But yeah, I think overall it was a really successful show. We got a lot of showcase, a lot of gameplay. But yeah, I think next year we're definitely gonna be broke spending all our money on
We're
these
already
games.
broke now, so imagine next year.
God, we're gonna be in debt.
Yeah, it's a really good show. A lot of reveals I'm happy to see, and a lot of like unexpected reveals. I think that Jeff pulled all his assets together, and I think he made like a really great show, especially with the pandemic going on. I think it was really great. And congratulations to all the winners of these awards and all the nominees as well. So I wish that we got an award for best content creators, but
please.
yeah.
What kind of clown do you take me for, Murray?
I don't know what to tell you, man. But no, it was really fun. It was really fun, and I hope we get more information in 2022. And the future is looking bright with next gen as well. I mean, there's still some other games releasing for PS4, as we just talked about. Texas Chainsaw Massacre probably is releasing for PS4. So this is a PlayStation exclusive. But I think but now's the time to really push the boundaries, right? And also with storytelling and narrative, and be more inclusive, especially like what you just mentioned earlier, Geoff Keighley, about harassment and stuff like that. So I think now it's about time. The industry evolves.
Don't be inclusive of harassment.
No, go for it. What I'm trying to say is like go past that and go beyond. So really fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for next year. Like you said, I think some of these games just need to like settle in a little bit, and before they really like push promotionals, just because we have high expectations. So I think to push anything early would be a letdown if the game, is too glitchy. Like looking at you, Cyberpunk. But
Oh no.
but yeah, it looks really cool. So I think 2020 year is gonna be a great year for entertainment, not just like video games, but I think in general, like movie shows. We're gonna get so much content, and I'm excited to react to all this stuff for you guys. We have a lot of cool things going on next year. We have a lot of cool episodes coming this month, actually. We still have Hawkeye. Next episode we got Hawkeye episode 5 reaction, and then we have a couple more episodes left for that. Book of Boba Fett is coming at the end of the year. We still have No Way Home that we struggled our ass to get tickets for. So we'll be giving you that closer to Christmas. And then we still got the Matrix 2 Resurrection. So I'm excited for that. So stick around, guys, for more content. If you haven't already followed us and you like this discussion, give us a follow, like, share, anything that helps the channel. We're on Anchor, Spotify, and YouTube, and a variety of different platforms, so you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast from. But until then, guys, stay tuned, and thanks for having lunch with us.
See you guys.